All right. Random question. Lord of the chords. Oh yes, it's that time again. The month in gear.
It's finally here, the month in gear.
Got so much stuff for you this month. I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to fit everything that I want into a reasonable period of time in this video. So let's just dive right in. Let's just jump right into the diving in of doing a little dance for you. There are also going to be links to everything that I talk about today in the description. So if you feel like something is cool and you want to buy it or download it for free or whatever, that's where it's gonna be. I don't even know where to start, but I think I'm gonna start with a little unboxing. Cue the music. Unboxing video. So for some goddamn reason, every sustain pedal on the planet has like a 2-foot cable. So I've got these 3 different sustain pedals here, but these cables are just not long enough. And so I went and I was like, okay, I guess I gotta get, even though I have 3 of them, I was like, oh, I have to get another one if I wanna use it with my standing desk, because look at this. So, thank fuck that Hosa exists. So I got on the horn with my boy Dylan, and he sent me a 25-foot headphone extender cable, which I'm gonna be able to use to extend this, which is not a headphone, but it's the same thing, it doesn't matter. I haven't been able to use a sustain pedal with my keyboard for the longest time, and now I'm gonna be able to do that. Thank you so much, Hosa. They've also got a bunch of other cool stuff. First of all, more of my favorite thing in the world, cable ties. Cable ties! Of course, Hosa does not just make cables, they also make this stuff called PPE, personal protection equipment. So they've sent over some gloves, AV work gloves. I feel like these are the kind of gloves that you wear if you also have a holster for your cell phone. All right, where do you want me to put it? They sent over some of their Gobi Labs hand sanitizer and some microphone sanitizer. This is definitely something that you're gonna want if you play like clubs with shared mics. So you get your little microfiber cloth, shake her up, prepare to have the sound guy get mad at you. Got a little Hosa mask, ready to face 2021. This is how I go out into the world now, just like, stay away, I have sanitizer. There's also some hand scrub, handy scrub. This was probably the most important thing that I needed. Here's a mega pro tip to make your life so much easier. I also do this with power adapters, you know, like wall warts. Just label it, just label your cables. I wanna know what it is. It's a sustain pedal, so I'm gonna write sus. Why is it sus? What did you do? Oh, that's so much better. Like, little quality of life improvements are so important. So the first demo for today is something that is super duper sick, and I have been looking forward to trying this for quite some time, and Darkglass was kind enough to send this over. It's the ADAM pedal from Darkglass. First of all, it's a lot bigger than I thought it was gonna be. It's bigger than any other Darkglass pedal, I think. ADAM, of course, is an acronym. It stands for Adam, Nolly, Get Good. This seems like an extremely complex and powerful pedal, so I'm not gonna try every single little thing. I'm just gonna try a couple little sounds in there and see what we can get. First, I need to tune this bass, and oh wait, yes, there is a tuner. Let's just try to build one preset that sounds awesome. And yes, you heard me right, preset, because each one of these 3 foot switches can be saved as a preset. And each one of these foot switches is also a little rotary knob. So here it is. This is the distortion, off. And then there's 5 different kinds. That one's pretty devastating. That one's a bit much. I don't know which one I like the best. Okay, that sounds awesome to me, so we're gonna stick with that one for now, and then we can set how much of it. Brutal. And the blend, so this is all clean tone now. Darkglass. Then blend to taste, of course. And then the character is the character of the distortion. You can make it really bright. And blend in just a little. We can adjust the amount of compression. It's supposed to do it intelligently, like automatic makeup gain. Easily saved as a preset. You just hold it till it flashes. So then this last one is the cab sim. Very, very important. If you watch this channel a lot, you will know that I think that the cab sim in guitar is the most important part, less so on the bass. Actually, you can get pretty amazing sounds just straight direct with no cab at all, but just getting a wide variety of sounds is cool. So, and then none. That's a bit gnarly. It's a bit gnarly, if you will. In case that wasn't wild enough, you can connect to the Atom via Bluetooth and swap out the cab sims like that, or it's USB and you can plug into your computer and change out the cab sim to your heart's content. And then of course the most futuristic part of it is the EQ sliders are fully digital, touch sensitive. So you can EQ just like that. Really scoop those mids, bro. That sounds pretty good to me. Let's save our preset. Boom. So here is our final tone. Pretty banging, if I do say so myself, even for ultra low notes like this low A. This and a million more tones at your fingertips, fingertips, with the Darkglass ADAM pedal. Up next, we have a pedal that is not new. This is something that I've had for a while, and I think it is amazing. I was supposed to do a video on it. I actually did shoot a video for it that just never saw the light of day, and that's my bad. The company is called Beetronics, and not only is this maybe the best looking pedal in the history of time, I love the look of this so much. It's like a little bit steampunky. It's bee themed. It's called the Swarm, and it's like a fuzz harmonizer thing. It sounds weird and beautiful. The guitar I'm gonna be playing is this Vola Oz Roa. This is a sick guitar. I'm going into archetype Corey Wong from Neural DSP. Before I start to play this B pedal, you gotta ask yourself one thing. You like jazz? This pedal is something that I tried at NAMM and I was instantly enamored with it. Not entirely sure what I'll use it for, but fuck. So this is a fuzz harmonizer pedal. Tell me this isn't the best looking pedal you've ever seen in your life. It's just crazy cool. Queen, drone, worker, sting, flight, and then there's the different modes. What does this say? Species. These are like the different octaves and harmonies. So like, that's how it sounds with nothing. If you turn that all the way down, nothing at all. So this is the fundamental. That bit of weirdness. And then another one. And those are gonna change depending on on which of these species you're on, and they have different harmonies. And then there's flight and sting, which are just different kinds of chaos. Part of it is how fast it tracks. So it kind of sounds like this drunk bee. The Beetronics Swarm, it's definitely one of a kind. I've never played another pedal that sounds like that. It's so much fun. Right now I want to try a guitar amp sim plugin that is potentially the most hyped thing I've ever seen in my life. I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean I have never seen a product roll out with as many videos as there were. For a couple of days, it was Archetype Gojira, the news feed. So I, of course, had to try it for myself, and it is pretty damn sick. I feel like the thing about modern amp sims is that the realism is there now. It's mostly about being able to sound really good without a ton of tweaking. And then it's also really nice when they have something unique and cool that you maybe can't get in another plugin. For example, Archetype Gojira has a whammy pedal thing built in. But let's just see what it sounds like on a couple presets. This is the default. That's pretty goddamn sick, right? All right, let's see. Gojira riffs. All right, let's try this one. Right? I don't know. I don't listen to that band. I have no idea. Yeah, chunky. But then there's infinity billion presets. I'm just gonna grab a couple other random ones and see what happens. That is sick as advertised. I've always wanted to be able to play that Killin' in the Name solo, and I never had a whammy pedal to do it with. So now I'm gonna be able to do it. Let's see. That's crazy sick, right? And you can also add in like a low octave. Yeah, I got the Gojira plugin so that I can play Rage Against the Machine songs. Sue me. Yeah. Sounds good. So that's the Neural DSP Archetype Gojira. You can try it for free for 2 whole weeks. Link in the description. Last year was pretty rough. I discovered that I needed a little bit of something to calm me down, and that something is sample libraries, especially this new one from Soundiron, which is called Hapi Drums. So it's a sample library of these Hapi drums, which are like hand pans. It's like a pitched drum. This to me sounds a little bit like the part in a romantic comedy where something kind of dramatic is happening and there's a lot of motion, like guys running around New York City trying to find the right, I don't know, I don't watch a lot of rom-coms. Right? It's like fall in New York City and he finally figured out that he's in love with the only other one of like 3 female characters in the movie, and the third one is his mom. Oh, what a surprise. And then he's like, I've been such an idiot this whole time. This to me is less like a musical instrument for recording and more just like a personal enjoyment, calming experience. Happy Drums is a sample library from Soundiron. You need Contact to use it. If you don't already have Contact, it's expensive, but it's kind of like a gateway to so many amazing things. I'm gonna show you a couple free libraries today that you can only get if you have Contact. But if 2020 has been as rough for you as it has for pretty much everyone on planet Earth, Happy Drums from Soundiron might make your day just a little bit brighter. So like I said, I do love Contact because it's kind of a gateway to all of these different kinds of sample libraries that are made for it. But there are some companies who have grown tired of having to make their libraries for Contact just because it's kind of the most popular thing, and they're coming out with their own players, and one of those companies is Orchestral Tools, who make some incredibly sick libraries, such as the Junkie XL Brass, the Metropolis Arc series that we're gonna take a look at right now, as well as some awesome freebies. They have their own ecosystem for their libraries, and it's called Sign. So because they built this from the ground up, it's very suited to how their libraries are laid out, and there's actually a lot of advanced stuff that they can do that you can't do in Contact. Not only can you literally buy and download their libraries in the app, you can download like particular mic arrangements and individual instruments from the collections. So the reason that I'm bringing this up now, even though the Metropolis Arc 1 and 2 aren't new libraries, they are now newly available in Sign. We've got high strings, low strings, bassoons, contrabassoons, a bunch of different kinds of horns, trumpets, trombones, tubas, a choir, percussion with a piano, and then like a rock band, like guitar, bass, and a drum kit. Pretty much everything you'd need for like a big orchestral sound. There's some kind of really nice realism to the way that these strings sound to me. They've also just got like some interesting articulations, like tremolo, decrescendo, unison. I've never seen that in a library before. Maybe there are some that have it, but it's kind of like you were gonna be dramatic and then you decided against it. You're like, never mind. Possibly my favorite thing about the Metropolis Arc 1 library is the choir. They have this system of syllables that just sort of automatically rotates throughout. It's super epic. This is just the ladies right now. Like, doesn't that just sound crazy epic? And because the syllables are kind of automatically going around and around and changing every time, it sounds really realistic. If I'm gonna get an orchestral library and it doesn't have awesome sounding French horns, like, count me out. I think I like French horn more than I like the guitar. And the ones in here are beautiful. Schwarzdorn. Schwarzdorn horns. That's a really good sounding French horn. So the major bummer about Sign is that it does not yet work for Pro Tools. Right now you're just hearing it as the standalone app on my computer actually. So the Sign app plugin is completely free, and if you download it you can get some really cool freebies. Pretty nice sounding piano. There's this thing called Gearbox, which is just a bunch of cool percussion stuff. Tambourine is the loudest instrument in the history of time. You ever see that thing where Manowar played next to a jet engine to prove that they were louder and the loudest band in the universe? It's like jet engine, Manowar, tambourine. And then there's the Helix String Ensemble. That is also completely free in the Sign player. So now that you've heard this a little bit, you're probably thinking to yourself, man, I wish I had Metropolis Arc 1 and 2. It would just cover so much of my orchestration needs, make my music so much more epic. How do I get it? Oh, wait, Papa Trey's got you covered, because now it's time for this week's fuck. Papa Trey's got you covered, because Metropolis Arc 1 and 2 in Sign is this week's giveaway. That's right, I'm gonna be giving away a copy of Metropolis Arc 1 and 2 to one lucky gear mortal, and I'm gonna tell you how you can enter to win in just a second, but first, I gotta announce the winner of last month's giveaway. If you recall from the last episode of the Month in Gear, I'm giving away an orange Micro Dark, so let's see who it's going to.
It's the random comment picker, picking the comments for us. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Here we go. Chris Hall from Indiana, saying the most badass thing he's seen on here is the Micro Dark. I mean, okay.
Congratulations, Chris Hall. You won the orange Micro Dark, and now you're gonna rock out on your brand new amp.
Congratulations, Chris. DM me on either the Gear Gods Instagram or Facebook page to claim your prize. So how can you be cool like Chris Hall and win something awesome from me this month, Metropolis Arc 1 and 2? It's very simple. It's a two-step process. Step 1, you're gonna leave not just a comment in the comments section, you're gonna leave a question for me, because I wanna do a little bit of like a FAQ, Q&A, something with some Q's and A's in it on the Month in Gear every month. And I'm actually really interested to know not just a little bit about you, but what you wanna know about me, about Gear Gods, about gear. So within 24 hours of this video going up, you are going to leave a comment in the comments section here with your name, where you're from, and then a question that you have for me. And then part 2 is that there's also a link in the description that you have to click to fill out a little form so that you will be officially entered. I might answer your question in the next video, and I might pick you at random with the random comment picker as the winner of Metropolis Arc 1 and 2. So good luck, Gear Mortals. I'm looking forward to hearing your questions. And now it's time for everybody's favorite segment, Free Shit. So I stumbled across a treasure trove of cool free shit this month. And it's all on this one website called Pianobook. Pianobook.co.uk, so you know that it's English, but it's just a bunch of free sample libraries, free stuff for, once again, for Kontakt. If you don't have Kontakt already, what are you doing? So as you might imagine, they have a bunch of piano libraries, but they've also got other stuff, drums, found sounds, kalimbas, guitar, bass, organs, choir, all kinds of weird stuff. They have a EBow piano, a reverse piano, but there's one new thing that they had up here that really caught my eye. They have this thing called Winter Voices, and Winter Voices was this huge collaborative choir thing that they did. It was like a bunch of people submitted their singing in like really unique ways. There's a whole video on it. It's like 30 minutes long. It's a bit of an investment, but it was really an interesting project. It was like a crowdsourced choir. There should be a little card popping up right here where you can watch that video. There's a couple different instruments that comes with it. This was my favorite one. You can hear it just changing. Just enough. I don't even really know what to tell you about what it is, because it's just so crazy sounding and interesting, but beautiful. It was like 400 people contributed to this. So that's Winter Voices from Pianobook. That's just one of the hundreds of free libraries that you can find on pianobook.co.uk. Sometimes freebies can be awesome because they just do one thing, like one simple little task. For example, here we've got the Fresh Air plugin from Slate. So let's say, for example, we've got a piano. This is a nice sounding piano. It's very dark. So let's add some high air. Okay, some mid air. I think that is what it needed more than the high air. way up. We can link them together. So if you have an instrument that is just too dang dull, the Fresh Air plugin will cost you $0 and it's from Slate Digital, so go get it. And now a word from our sponsor. Yeah, it's me. I'm the sponsor. I'm sponsoring my own video, all right? I've got something that I think you guys are really gonna like. You may be aware of my relationships, guitar scales system, my courses on playing guitar. Well, I'm coming out with another course that's all about songwriting. It's gonna be a pretty complete songwriting course. There's a link in the description where you can sign up to get a notification email when that's gonna come out, because it's gonna be really soon and I don't want you to miss it. So, back to our regularly scheduled program. Hi. So the next thing that I have to show you falls under two different categories, free shit and my favorite segment, Trey's Bad Drumming. So this is gonna be a little segue. It's a segment segue.
Trey's bad drumming, Trey's bad drumming. It's not very good. It's bad.
The company Sample Logic has just dropped this taster version of their Drum Fury plugin. It's got a bunch of different percussion instruments, but it's mostly about taiko drums, which are like super sick sounding drums. You've probably heard them in a lot of movie soundtracks and not been aware of what they are. So I'm gonna show you what those sound like right now. The Taste the Fury is the little taster version that's free. It's also for Contact. Sounds awesome. It's just like one little patch from the Drum Fury library, which is quite large and extensive. So here's what that sounds like. So it's basically three sounds, like a stick clacking, and then there's a flam version. I don't know, I guess that's like a rim shot with a flam, and then the big boy drum, and a flam version of that. Check this out. Does this make me a real drummer or what? I got a little stick holder. This is, of course, easily worth the price of free, but even with just these three sounds, you can add a lot to a song, really give it a very specific flavor. How can you say no to free? So in case you haven't had enough of Trey's Bad Drumming, here is some Trey's Bad Drumline. So, you know, I don't like watch sports almost ever. Sometimes I'll watch the Super Bowl. I don't know if they do this during the Super Bowl because they have like Shakira or whatever. They have a marching band and a drum line that will come out and like play on the field at intermission or whatever. Crazy good drummers in drum lines, you know, like extreme precision and coordination. And so Spitfire has just put out this Originals drumline library, and it's only $29, and it basically gives you a super sick sounding drumline library. So I've set it up on the drum kit. Here's what I got out of it. So this next piece of gear isn't a piece of gear at all. It's a game. I thought it was so cool, I had to get them to send it to me. It's called Lord of the Chords. And as you can see from the various ancient dead composers upon it, it's about music theory. So this was a Kickstarter. They apparently raised over $200,000 for this, which is why it looks so pro. The geekiest, punniest music theory card game. How many music theory card games are there? Aside from Lord of the Chords. Oh, they got little booster packs? Is this gonna be like Magic the Gathering? Am I going down a rabbit hole right now? There's little tokens with sharps and flats on it and some guitar picks. Modulation essentials, conductor, and then 2 decks, different instruments, vocalist, Viva la Diva, Immune to rests. Upon completing a chord, you get one more move because the trumpet has circular breathing. Wow. Goojang. Pentapower. Upon completing a chord, you may play from hand or draw from the river any note from the pentatonic scale for free. I know a good bit of music theory, all right? I went to Berkeley. You too can be poor. Just kidding, I had a great time. I only went for a year, so I'm not that poor. Even just reading these makes me go like, oh, maybe I need to brush up a little bit. But what the hell is this? No, this is not a carrying case shaped like a piano. It is. The powers of the old maestros have diminished. Without their lord to keep the harmony, the chords have fallen into dissonance. According to prophecy, 4 instruments will compete in a dynamic battle to complete the 3 fated chords. There will be major stealing. Instruments will be placed under arrest, and chords will get blocked. Chord blocked. Not even minors will be spared. It is the punniest. They were right. But eventually, the measure will reach a resolution. One instrument will reign dominant. A new Lord of the Chords will be crowned, and harmony will rule the lands again. And then there's the rules of the game. It's a kind of a lot. This isn't a review. I have no idea if this game is fun or not. It looks like it could be. If you're trying to learn music theory and you've got some friends to play with, this could be a hoot. It looks like a good time. So, Lord of the Chords! Well, as always, it has been a total blast doing the Month in Gear. I love doing this. I like hanging out with you guys in the chat during the premiere for this. So if you were here, thank you, hello, and thank you for hanging out in the chat. That's always a total hoot. On the topic of chatting, there is a Gear Gods Discord server if you were unaware. There's a link in the description where you can join us over there to hang out. As always, if you haven't already, mash that subscribe button, smack the bell to join the notification squad, hit that thumbs up, and of course, do not forget to enter the giveaway using the instructions that I gave you earlier in the video. Don't forget, or you're just gonna be sad when it's not you. I would also love to know if there's something that you want me to cover on the Month in Gear, so please let me know, and I'll see you real soon.